Hey guys, it's Alex. This is Power. If you want to follow along to the playlist I created for this specific class, it's called Hazey, Hazey. You can find it on Spotify. You can search my name, Alexandra Stein, Stein, or just search for the playlist. I have a yoga mix folder that's full of playlists, but Hazey is the one we're listening to now. We'll roll down to our backs, starting Supta Baddha Konasana. If you want to start that playlist, go ahead and start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Beautiful. So we're on our back, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Just taking a moment to ground into the space on the mat. Committing to being here and moving our bodies. Being with breath, letting everything else fall by the wayside for now. And take a collective breath together in through the nose, filling all the way up to the top of the lungs. When you get to the top, hold. See if you can sip in a little more air. Open the mouth, sigh it out. One more breath like that, deeply in through the nose. Filling up all the way to the top. Holding when you get there. Sip in more if you can. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, let it out. Inhale the arms overhead. Grab opposite elbows and take the torso over to the right. Press down through the left hip, the left shoulder, getting a nice stretch along the left side body. Bring it back to center and over to the left, pressing down through the right shoulder, the right hip. And back to center. Take one breath here. And bring the knees together, draw them into the chest, rock side to side, a little low back massage, maybe making circles with the knees one way and the other way. And taking both feet to the mat, setting up for bridge, arms alongside body, palms face the floor. Press into the feet to lift the hips. Draw the heels energetically towards the glutes. Keep the hips lifted. Lift the right leg to the sky. Press through the heel, flex that toe, drop the hips to a hover. Lift them back up. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips all the way down. Take that right ankle across the left knee. Hands thread through to grab the top of the shin or the back of that left thigh. Melt the shoulders down the back. Draw the knees in. Send the breath to that right hip. Left foot to the mat. Send that right leg all the way over. Maybe even wrap the ankle around the back of the calf. Hands and arms at cactus. Bring the hips to the center of the mat. Let the knees fall to the left. Through an eagle twist. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. One more breath. Bring it back to center. Square off the hips. And taking eagle arms. So right arm is under. Either the back of the hands or the palms connect. Tap the fingers behind you. As you exhale, draw the elbows to the knees. Inhale, tap the toes, tap the fingers. Exhale, crunch it in. For 3, 2, last one. Crunch it in, hold, squeeze everything in tighter. See if you can lift the shoulders a little higher. And release down, unwind the arms and the legs. Windshield wiper, the knees right and left and right. And then right back into that bridge, feet planted, arms long, lift the hips. Keep the hips lifted, lift the left leg to the sky. Keep that left foot flexed, lower the hips to a hover, and lift. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips, ankle comes on top of the right knee. Grab the back of the thigh, the top of the shin, and draw the legs in. Breath to the left hip this time. For 3, 2, 1. Right foot to the mat. Take that left leg all the way across, maybe taking eagle legs, arms in cactus. Scooch the hips to the center of the mat. Let the knees fall to the right, the gaze to the left. 4 breaths. On the 4th exhale, bring the knees back to center, square off the hips, eagle arms, left arm under, back of the hands or palms connect. Inhale as you tap the fingers behind the head. Exhale as you draw the elbows to the knee. Inhale, toes and fingers tap. Exhale, draw it in. 3 more. 2, 1. Holding at the top, squeeze the elbows and knees closer in. Lift a little higher for 3, 2, 1. Lower back down, uncross the arms, the legs. Windshield wiper the knees, right and left and right. Draw the knees in, coming into happy baby, grabbing inner or outer edges of the feet, big toes. Low back still to the mat, knees drawing into the armpits. Rock side to side, maybe lengthen one leg and then the other. Draw the knees back in, rock and roll forward and backward. Start to gain some momentum. As you come forward this time, cross the ankles, plant the hands, and hop it back to plank and pause. Take a moment here to set yourself up. Press the shoulders towards the ceiling, a little tuck of the tailbone, pressing firmly equally into all of the fingertips. Beautiful. Start to build some heat here. Downward facing dog. Take a moment, bend the knees, pedal out the feet. Do what you need to do to bring some warmth to the back of the legs. Shake the head yes and no. Maybe tilt the hips left and right. Then come to neutral. Inhale onto the tippy toes. Exhale, send the heels to the mat. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, heels to the mat. Inhale, tippy toes, pause, press the heart back towards the thighs, then drop the heels back down. 2 breaths. Gaze forward, walk the feet between the hands. Halfway lift, fold. Halfway lift, fold. Halfway lift, heel toe the feet to hip width. Exhale, release ragdoll, drop the head. Grab opposite elbows, just let the torso of the head be heavy. Maybe sway side to side. Soft knees here if you need. And shake the head yes and no also. Release the hands to the mat, heel toe the feet back to hip width. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, extended mountain. Gaze up, watch the palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment, find a breath. Inhale, reaching high. Maybe a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Plant the palms, step or hop back. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale, 1 breath. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Half lift. Fold. Root to rise, inhale. 1 breath, 1 movement, right back into sun A, flat back, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the palm, step or hop, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Halfway lift. Fold. Root to rise, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the palm, step or hop, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. One breath. Sweep the right leg behind you, bend the knee, open the hip. Lift that right knee high, squeeze the heel into the glute. Maybe make circles with the knee, maybe roll out the ankle for 2 more breaths. Square the hips, lengthen the right leg. Gaze forward, take a big step forward, crescent lunge. Sink the hips low, melt the shoulders down. Breathe here, drop hips a little lower. Make sure the knee is in line, tracking over that ankle, not extending forward. 1 more breath in, reach a little higher. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to plank, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Sweep the left leg back, bend the knee, open the hip. Knee a little higher, heel closer into the glute. Take 2 more breaths, maybe make circles with the knee or roll the ankle. Square the hips, lengthen the leg. Look forward, big step forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Steady breath here. Pelvic floor, the core drawing in and up. And 1 more breath in, find a little more length in the sides. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Half lift, breathe. Fold. Root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms high, hips low, sinking back for chair. Big toe mounts touch, a little space between the heels. Squeeze the inner thighs together, sink a little lower. Sink even lower. Even lower. Inhale. Exhale, half chair, hover the torso, send the arms behind you. Inhale, high. Exhale, half. Inhale, high. Exhale, half. 1 more inhale, high. Exhale, half and hold. Let's bring some weight into that right foot. Bring the left knee into the glute. Find a moment hovering here. Send that left foot back for airplane. Starting to straight the front leg a little bit. Pinky toe of that back foot rolling towards the mat. Shift the hips a little further behind you. Keep lifting through the chest. Place that left foot to the mat. Inhale the arms high, crescent lunge. Exhale, open twist to the right. Stay here, maybe revolve. Left hand to the mat, right hand to the sky for a twist. Roll it top shoulder open, reach a little higher through the top arm. Vasisthasana side plank. Take that right foot back behind you. Lift the hips high. Option to lift that top leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, 1 breath. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Half lift. Fold. Root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, hips low. Chair pose. Sink a little lower. Inhale. Exhale, half chair. Inhale, high. Exhale, half. Inhale, high. Exhale, half. 1 more inhale, high. Exhale, half, pause. Wait until left foot, lift that right foot to the glute. Take a moment to pause. Send the right foot behind you for airplane. Straighten that front leg. Drop the right hip a little lower. Reach back through the heel, the fingertips, lift the chest. Breathe in. Breathe out, stay. Inhale. Exhale, right foot to the mat. Inhale, arms high, crescent lunge. Sink in. Open twist to the left. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, maybe revolve. Right hand to the mat, left arm high for that twist. Beautiful. Keep pulling that left knee into center line. Left foot back for plank. Option to stay here, maybe lift the leg for 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. Left hand to the mat, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, 2 breaths. And shift forward into plank. Bring the right leg to a hover. Pause. Press a little further away from the mat. Throw that right knee into the tricep. Send it back. Right knee, right tricep. Send it back so hips are staying low. 2 more. In and back. In and back. Downward facing dog. 1 breath. Back to plank. Left leg to a hover. Bring that left knee, left tricep. Send it back for 3, for 2, and 1. Left foot to the mat, hips back, downward facing dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Heel toe the feet to hip width. Coming into gorilla, slide the palms underneath the feet. Toes coming to the creases of the wrists. Inhale, lengthen the spine, maybe bend the knees. Exhale, fold forward, elbows wide. One more breath. Release the hands. Heel toe the feet back together. Inhale, the arms high, the hips low for chair. Sink even lower. Even lower. And lower. Lift the heart. Hips a little lower. All the way down, coming into Navasana bow pose. Palms facing one another. Arm bones drawing back to lift the heart high. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high. Inhale, low and high. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold in that high boat. And start to rock and roll. Maybe you don't bring the hands to the shins. You don't touch the toes to the mat. Using the core to bring you to a hover each time you come forward. 1 more. Cross the ankles, plant the hands, step or hop it through to plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Sweep the right leg back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Drop that left elbow. Lift the elbow, square the hips. Lengthen that right leg, inhale. Exhale, big step through. Coming into a high lunge. Keep the hands planted here, the hips high, the knee lifted. Breathing just here for a moment. Beautiful. Keep the core drawn in. Straighten that front leg. And then bend back into it. Lift the heart. Straighten the legs and heart back. Bend the knees and heart forward. For 3, 2, 1. Keep that bend. Lower the back knee. And then let the right knee fall open to the right. Take that right hand on top of the knee. Push the knee away from you. Stay here. Maybe send the right arm behind you. Maybe reach for that left foot. Drawing it into the body. Try not to collapse into that left shoulder. Really press away with the palm. 2 more breaths. Release the leg. Bring that right hand back on the inside of the left foot. Lift that back leg, step forward with that left foot. Sink the hips low for Malasana, Yogi Squat. Hands can come to heart center here. You can also sit on a block if you need some support. Keep it here, maybe bring it into crow or maybe some twisting. So I like to twist. I like to bring my left arm out to the left, right arm to the sky. Keep it here, maybe bind, wrapping that right arm around the back, the left arm around the knee, hands connecting. Taking a moment to inhale, find some length. Exhale, roll it, top shoulder open, breathe. And if you're bound, go ahead, release. Come back to center. If you're in Malasana or crow, keep as you are. If you took a twist, take it on the other side, right arm to the right, left arm to the sky. Maybe finding that bind, wrapping the right arm around the knee, the left arm around the back. Find some length, inhale. Exhale, twist, rolling the left shoulder open. One more breath wherever you are. Start to make your way out of it when you're ready. Hands to the mat, hips high, toes back to 12 o'clock, heel toe them to hip width. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the palms, step or hop back to plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale, one breath. Sweep the left leg back, bend the knee, open the hip. Keep it here or drop that right elbow if you drop the left on the other side. Press up if you're on the elbow. Lengthen the left leg, inhale. Gaze forward, big step forward for that high lunge. Sink the hips low, the heart high. Keep the palms planted. Another breath in this high lunge. And straighten that front leg. Bend back into it. So straighten, press the heart back. Bend, press the heart forward. For 3, 2, 1. Back to that high lunge. Drop that bottom knee. Send the left arm behind you. Maybe reach for that right foot. Breathing here for 4 breaths. And the 4th, exhale without slingshotting the leg. Release it. Bring that left hand back on the inside. The left foot. Curl the back toes under. Lift that knee. Big step forward with the right foot. Sink the hips low in Malasana one more time. Only 3 breaths this time, so everyone just stay here. Malasana for 3, 2, and 1. Hips high. Heel toes, feet back to hip width. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Find some weight in that right foot. Lift the left knee to crane. Press that right foot down. Lift out of the hips. Draw the shoulders back in line with the hips. Take a big step back. Lift the arms, crescent lunge. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, open twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more, center and right. Sink a little lower. Center and left. Center. Exhale. Plant the palms. Send that right leg behind you for 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Wild thing, right foot drops to the mat, left leg stays straight. Reach the right arm overhead, press the hips high. Come back to neutral, pause and plank. Lower the right knee to the mat, lift it back up. Left knee and lift. So like you're bicycling right and left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, downward facing dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Halfway lift. Fold. Root to rise, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Weight into the left foot, lift that right knee for crane, pause. Feeling stacked and steady, pressing down through the arch of that left foot. Take a big step back. Lift the arms, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, open, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Center and right. One more, center and left. Center and right. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the palms. Send that left leg high for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Wild thing. Left foot plants, right leg straight, left arm overhead. Hips high, breathing. 3, 2, 1. Plant that palm. Pause and plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop. Half lift. Fold. Root to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the palm, step or hop. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg back. Three-legged dog, pause. Two more breaths here. Press the heart a little further back. Gaze forward, big step forward with that right foot. And we're going to walk the hands to the left and come into Skandasana. Left knee bent, right leg long, hands at the heart. Beautiful. Keep it here. If your hips need to be high, your heel lifted, or the hands on the floor for support, that's totally fine. Maybe you find a bind here also, that left arm out to the left, right arm high. Maybe that bind with the arms reaching behind you, fingers interlacing. If you're bound, release. Plant both hands to the mat. Lift the hips and start to face the back of the mat. So walk the hands to the back of the mat. Sink those hips low. Drop the back knee. Bring that left hand on the inside of the left foot. And stay here. Maybe come to the forearms. You can also let that left knee open out to the left if you want to. Three more breaths here. Relax the jaw. Bring your mind back if it's wandered off. Come back up onto the palms if you're on the forearms. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee. Left foot back, widen the palms, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Sweep that left leg back, pause in three-legged dog, press the heart back. Find 3 or 4 breaths here. Try to keep the hips even, lift that leg a little higher. Gaze forward, big step forward to that high lunge. Walk the hands over to the right, bending into that right knee, lengthening the left leg for Skandasana. Stay here, maybe widen the arms, maybe take a bind. One more breath. If you're balanced, start to unwind the arms. Both hands to the mat, start to lift the hips, walking the hands forward, face the front of the mat again. Right hand on the inside of that right foot, drop the back knee, uncurl the toes, stay on the palms or come all the way down to the forearms. And let that right knee fall open if you'd like. Keep pressing the hips low, lifting the heart high. Breathe for 3 more breaths. Press back up to the palms if you're on the forearms. Curl the back toes under, lift the knees, step the right foot back, widen the palms, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward, either drop the knees, swing the legs around, or hop through. Lengthen the legs for boat pose. Pausing here. Interlace all of the fingers except for the pointer fingers. Take them to the right. We're going to pulse it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands to the left. Pulse 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Pulse 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down one vertebra at a time. Keep the legs lifted, but drop the shoulders. I'm going to tap the right toe to the mat. Lift it back up. Left toes and lift. Right and left, alternating and keeping the low back glued to the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the knees in, start to rock back and forth. Cross the ankles, plant the hands, step or hop through chaturanga on the exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Halfway lift. Fold. Root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Take weight on the left foot. Lift that right knee and take a big step back. Pivot to face the side of the mat, setting up for a wide angle forward fold. Toes in, heels out, hands to the hips. Lift the heart as you send the elbows behind you. Inhale. Exhale, flat back, forward fold. Hands can come to the mat. Inhale, find a little more length. And exhale, fold. Pressing down and out to the pinky toe edges, drawing in and up through the inner thighs here. Shake the head yes and no. This is a perfect time if you have tripod headstand in your practice. If you want to go ahead, you can take it there. I'm going to be here for about 5 breaths. We're in a headstand. Go ahead, start to lower down. Bring the palms underneath the face. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, stay. Hands to the hips. Squeeze the elbows back as you flat back, lift up. Big step forward with that right foot. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the palms, step or hop. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Come through again to that seat. This time lower all the way down to the back. Lengthen the left leg long, draw the right knee into the hip or into the armpit. Bring that knee into center line, lengthen the right arm out. Take an inhale and exhale, twist. It's a simple supine twist here, taking the gaze over the right shoulder. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can extend that right leg, maybe bind to the big toe. Next exhale, bring it back to center. Send that right leg to the sky, lengthening both legs, both feet flexed, left leg on the mat, right leg high. And draw the shoulders down, draw the right leg into the body. See if you can bind to that big toe with the right hand, so piece of fingers to right big toe. And then press the toe into the fingers so that you can lift up. You maybe use the left elbow for support to lift up. Keep that right leg lifted. Beautiful. Use it to draw the chest forward. Keep the leg lifted, but release the bind. Arms forward. We're going to pulse that leg to a hover and lift it back up. For 5, 4, 3. Keep lifting through the heart. 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come back to that bind and roll down. Again, one vertebra at a time. And open that leg out to the right. Maybe take that left hand on top of the left hip to remind it to stay grounded. Bring it back to center and lower it back down to the mat. Left knee in this time, draw it back into the armpit. That right foot flexes if you're standing on it. Two more breaths here. Draw the knee to center line, lengthen the leg to the sky. Take a couple breaths here. Take that left hand to the toes or anywhere along the leg that you can get. Bring that right elbow to the mat. Press the toes into the fingers as you lift up, keeping the leg lifted. Beautiful. Pausing here. Lift through the heart, strong core. Release the bind, keep the leg lifted. Lower it to a hover and back up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it. Grab a hold of that big toe or the calf or the ankle again and roll down one vertebra at a time. Inhale. Exhale, open the leg to the left. And maybe that right hand on the right hip, keeping it grounded. Bring that leg back to center and lower it back down. Both knees in. Rock and roll. Cross the ankles, plant the palms, shoot the legs back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Walk the hands in once or twice. Bring that left palm to the center of the mat. And then make that right hand to the left ankle, drawing the torso underneath the left armpit. Switch it out. Right hand to the center. Left hand to the right ankle. Draw yourself under. And release. Keep the hands planted. Bring the feet back to center of the mat. And start to walk your feet in so that the shoulders stack over the wrist. When you get there, take the gaze forward, draw the core in, lift that right leg. Stay here, maybe lower the heel and lift it back up. Or maybe from here, playing with handstand hops. So if you're on that left leg, you're just going to roll up on the toes and press off. So it's not like a kick the right leg high. You don't want to do that because you're going to kick yourself all the way over. So stack the shoulders over the wrists. Use those left toes to lift you up and then press off. Maybe you get some hang time. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that right foot down. Drop the knees. Inhale the right arm high. Exhale, thread it through. Sink the hips back, lengthen that left arm out long. Plant the left palm, press up. Inhale that right arm back to the sky. Exhale, right palm to the mat. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, thread it through. Right arm long, hips back. 2 breaths. Right palm to the mat to press you up. Inhale that left arm high. Exhale, plant it back down to the mat. Curl the toes under, lift the hips. The same thing, but with the other foot. Walk the feet in so that the shoulders stack over the wrists. Come up onto the tippy toes. Lift that left leg. Maybe you just stay here and you work that strength of bringing the weight into the hands. Or maybe you press off the toes and get a little hang time. For 5, 4, really press away. 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Shift forward into plank, lower to the forearms. Drop the heels over to the right. And center, left, and center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, lower the hips. Come into Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, draw the heart through. Press the pelvis down as you draw the navel in and up. You can come into seal if you want to go a little deeper, promming the fingertips in the outer corners of the mat, and then pressing up, lengthening the arms long. 2 more breaths. Lower all the way down to the belly. We're going to take chest opener. So go ahead, bring that arm out long, the right arm out long. The left hand plants to the mat. Roll onto the right hip. And this might be enough. Maybe you take that left foot behind you and it plants to the floor. If you want to go in deeper, you can take that left arm, wrap it around the back. Maybe fingertips reach for the floor. Another deep breath here. And the exhale coming back to the belly. So take that right arm that was extended, grab the right foot, take the left forearm parallel to the front of the mat, and press into that forearm. As you press that right foot into the right hand, lifting up, maybe the knee lifts a little bit. Just sort of here in like a half bow type shape. We're going to go into full bow here, so just warming up the back. Another breath. Exhale, lower. Bring that left arm out long. Plant the right hand on the mat just outside of the pecs, the chest. Roll onto the left hip. Maybe that right foot comes behind you. Maybe that right arm wraps around the back and reaches for the floor. If you're super bendy, maybe you can bend both knees. Bring both feet to the floor. Two more breaths. Beautiful, unwind. Slowly, mindfully. Bring that right forearm parallel to the front of the mat. Left hand reaches for that left foot on the inside of the foot. Foot kicks into the hand as you press into the forearm to lift up. For 3, 2, 1, lower all the way down. If full bow is within your practice, go ahead, grab the outsides of the ankles, bring the knees in as close as you can. When you're ready, press the feet into the hands, lift up. Keep squeezing the knees in, lengthen the back of the neck, taking your wrinkles out. So we're not looking up, we're not looking down. It's a nice long neck with a neutral gaze. Keep drawing the pelvic floor in and up. Press the feet back a little more. 5, 4, 3, lift a little higher. Last 2, and 1, lower down. Bring both forearms to the front of the mat, stacking them. Place the forehead on the forearms. And just windshield wiper the ankles left and right, right and left. Lower the feet. Plant the hands on either side of the chest so you can lift up and send the hips back for child's pose. Start to lift up and out. We're just going to fall over to one side so we can swing the legs around. And you're going to draw that left knee and plant it, the sole of the foot to the mat, about 2 fists width apart between the thigh and the foot. You're going to take that left hand on the outside of the left knee, inhale the right arm high, and then exhale, start to fold in. Maybe you can reach for the big toe. So that left arm is so you're going to be inside of that right knee, but reaching on the outside, or inside of that left knee, reaching on the outside of the left knee. So inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, point the toe, draw yourself closer to the leg. Inhale. Exhale, point. Inhale. Exhale, point. Maybe you stay pointed. Maybe you start to reach for a bind. You're going to take the left hand, wrap it around that left knee, and that right arm will come behind the right back. You'll find that the fingers will interlace. Inhale, lengthen the spine, roll the right shoulder open, and then exhale, bring that right shoulder back down as you forward fold. Three more breaths. On the third exhale, release. You're going to sit up. Just take that left foot, take it on the outside of that right thigh. Bring the right foot into the groin, setting up for a spinal twist. Left arm behind you, right arm high. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Bring the right elbow to the left knee. You can stay here. Maybe you want to take a bind here. You would bend the right elbow, reach it through the hole that is created by the left bent knee, and take the left arm, wrap it around the back, and reach to the fingers that are reaching underneath that left thigh. Inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, twist, take the gaze over the left shoulder. Sit a little taller, find some more length. Twist a little deeper. Stay for another breath. Start to unwind. Plant both hands to the right for a little counter twist. Lift back up. This time, we're going to lengthen that left leg long. The right knee is bent with the right sole of the foot to the floor. Bring it into the groin, 2 fists width between the foot and the thigh. The right hand again reaching on the outside, so you're inside of the right knee, reaching for that right side of the mat. Left hand grabbing for the big toe. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, point the toe, draw yourself closer to the leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay, or maybe go for that bind, wrapping the right arm around the right knee, left arm around the back. Roll the left shoulder open. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Three, 2, 1. Unwind if you have a bind. Sit tall. Take that right foot outside of the left thigh. Bring that left foot into the groin. Right arm behind you. Left arm high. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Again, if you want to go for that bind, Take the left hand, like you're taking the palm forward, and then reach it underneath of the right thigh. Right arm wraps around the back and reaches for those fingertips. Lengthen the spine, inhale, twist, exhale. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. Still breathing. Find a little more length. Twist a little deeper. Find another breath. Slowly start to unwind both palms to the left side for a counter twist. And then sitting up, bring the butt to the center of the mat so that you can roll down one vertebra at a time. Draw both knees into the chest, rock side to side. One more breath, rocking side to side. Lift both feet to the sky, cross the right leg over the left, and then bend the knees. So the right knee is tucked over the left. Flex both feet. Take the hands, reach for the pinky edges of both feet. Draw the shoulders in, draw the knees in. If you still don't feel it, maybe draw the feet a little further apart from one another and then bring them a little closer into the body. Two more breaths. Switch the legs out, so left knee on top. Grab the pinky edges of the feet, draw the feet slightly apart, and then draw the knees in, drop the shoulders down. Beautiful. Uncross the legs, plant the feet, taking one round of bridge or wheel. Feet hip width apart and parallel, press the hips high, maybe interlace the hands, scooch the shoulders in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, lift higher, and 1, lower down. Draw the knees in. From here, finding an inversion of your choice. You can take shoulder stand, handstand, headstand, whatever you want to take. You can bring a block underneath the hips for a supported waterfall. Maybe the hands under the hips. Just getting the feet above the heart so that the blood flow can reverse back down to the heart. Remembering to breathe, relaxing the jaw wherever you are. And make it super restorative if you're in waterfall, lifting the hands to the sky. If you're in shoulder stand, maybe after a couple of breaths, you lower the feet behind you for Halasana Plow. If you're in Plow, you can maybe even take it to Karna Padasana, Tough Man's Pose, bending the knees, bring them to the ears. Wherever you go, take about 5 more breaths. Slow and steady as the inhales match the exhales. Be fully inverted, start to lower down, taking a moment to pause in Child's Pose. Everyone else working your way out to Happy Baby. And lowering the heels from Happy Baby, we're going to take Matsyasana, fish pose. So lengthen the legs out long. Take the palms to face the mat and then scooch them underneath the hips. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades in. Start to walk the elbows in. Point the toes in a rotation of the thighs. And then start to puff up through the chest so that the top of the head can fall back to touch the mat. Squeeze the teeth in here to get a nice stretch across the throat. Opening up the throat chakra, the heart. If you want a little more challenge, you can lift the legs here to a hover. 2 more breaths. And lower back down. Remove the elbows from underneath you. Take a moment here, get a sip of water, place something over the eyes, whatever you need to do, whatever your body needs to settle into Shavasana, go ahead, take a moment to do that for yourself now. Eventually we'll all meet on the mat, arms and legs out wide, taking up space. Take a collective breath together in through the nose. Hold at the top. Open mouth side out. Inhale this time, point the toes, clench the glutes, the fists, scrunch the face, everything in tight, anything you're holding on to, squeeze it in, sip in more. Open the mouth, side out, stick out the tongue, drop the body down, let it go. Relax between the eyebrows. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the heart space relax. Let that heaviness, that support melt down the arms into the fingers. Release the belly and the glutes, the pelvis. And let the legs, thighs, calves, ankles, toes be heavy. Fully surrender to the mat. If any thoughts should arise, let them go unjudged and come back to breath. Soak up these last few moments of class, letting your body reap all the benefits that it's just gained from this practice. And when you're ready, start to bring some awareness back to the breath. Lengthening inhales and exhales. Awareness back to the body, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling ankles and wrists. And eventually making your way to pause and feel pose on your right side. With eyes closed or downcast gaze, make your way to seated at the top of the mat. Sitting tall with the sits bones rooted, inhale the arms overhead, palms connect. Exhale, bring the thumbs to the third eye, the forehead center for clarity of thought. Meeting at the lips, speaking your truth. And again, always meeting at the heart, always grateful. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.